Alright, welcome to the weekly gaming quick save show recorded live. Clearly, 3 p.m. Pacific time every Friday right here on twitch.tv/BenReacts. I'm titular hero, Ben. Not true at all. And I just experienced a lot of stupid ass internet, hate the internet, issues. On this week's show, going to be reviewing Salt and Sanctuary, Twilight Princess HD, and also talking about Zelda Into the Future. But first, take a look at some of the top stories of the week. My internet just dies. Live, not gonna be good. Not gonna be good this week. Got a lot of rumors. I'm gonna talk about the rumors starting with the Wii U. Well, a lot of reports coming in. They're stopping production of the Wii U by the end of the year, and that doesn't look so good necessarily. Obviously, the Wii U didn't sell gangbusters. They probably have just warehouses, I imagine, of these units filled up. They have more than they need, so this makes sense. And if the NX is backwards compatible, it makes even more sense. But Nintendo has come out and said, no, that's not true. That's not happening. Okay, fair enough. They could be lying. They could be telling the truth. They're saying that they're going to keep production going into the future, past 2016, whatever. This is more interesting to see what actually does happen this year with the NX. More importantly, more specifically, the leaked, air quotes, NX controller, which, thank God, was not real. This came out as a fake, finally revealed as a fake yesterday officially. Wow, this is bad. This is nowhere near what anyone should do ever. No, bad. Every crazy, hyperbolic, mad internet reaction to this is completely warranted because no, don't do that. What is that? That is Hey Arnold's head. You put thumbsticks on Hey Arnold's head and paint it black. Don't do that. That's ridiculous. That's crazy. I cannot believe. That's the problem with Nintendo, is that it's so crazy and stupid, you almost believe that they could do this. And that's why these rumors are particularly frustrating, because you look at that controller and you're like, no way, fake, totally. It comes out as fake and okay. But there's that little part in the back of your head that thinking, what if it's not fake? What if that is, oh God, no, oh please no. That's bad. And thankfully we avoided that train wreck. I'm sure there'll be many other train wrecks to come, unfortunately. Now, moving on to Microsoft, they sent out a survey. The survey poses people's interest in the possibility of selling back digital games for 10%, and you get 10% back. So a $60 game, you get $6. Obviously, this 10% needs to be much higher. At least 30. You know, that's at least 30, right? I would imagine a lot more than that, because you could go to GameStop and get roughly 40% if it's a newish game, which isn't that great, but I mean, come on, 10% isn't anything. It isn't even close to anything. It's just bad. It's just bad. But this is very interesting, and it reminds me a lot of the Steam refunds, where you can play a game for an hour and be like, this is garbage, and get a refund for it. So this is a move in the right direction. This is a move for the all-digital future that, ironically, the the Xbox One, a lot of X's, when it was revealed, was so keen on. Like, look at all this stuff we can do. You can share games with people. It's all digital. Everything is just a code. That's crazy. All right, well, let's get back to that future, and this is a step towards that. Because that future was nice. They just really bungled it bad. Like, do you focus test your events, Microsoft? Because you might want to, instead of hiring booth babes for your GDC party, maybe you could spend some of that money on focus testing your goddamn reveal event for a multi-billion-dollar console. Maybe you could do that. It's neither here nor there. This does raise an interesting issue in the terms of developers don't like used game sales. They don't get any money from that. And the way these systems work, these online stores work like Steam, is you get a code that's attached to your account. If I'm selling back the code, Microsoft, are they then just reselling the code and not giving anything to the developer? That needs to be addressed. That all needs to be discussed. hopefully this is a move in the right direction and we're going forward. Great place, maybe, who knows? It's Microsoft, and they're the ones who had a reveal event for a console that said TV 800 times and it became a meme. They fucked up recently before. Temper your expectations. And speaking of that, the other rumor, because we got rumors about the big three, PS 4.5. I've been going around for about a week now. Pretty substantiated. It's basically a thing. Something is happening from Sony. That's what we know for sure. It's hair's weird. Fucking tendrils. Something is happening for sure. There's too many reports that this is a thing. It's a thing. Okay, it's a thing. They're saying this has an upgraded GPU that can play games in 4K and help with PlayStation VR and all that. Now that's okay. So those are two separate things. One, PlayStation VR, sure. You make this system more powerful, it's going to help with VR. Great. Wonderful. That's fantastic. This whole play games in 4K business is really dumb and doesn't make any sense if you actually know what's required to run games at 4K. For instance, you can go right now and buy a $600 graphics card and try to play a game, and try to just play a game in 4K with that $600 graphics card, and you're gonna find it'll work, but it'll be like, you know, medium settings maybe. Like, it's not that great. That, you know, you buy a gaming PC, you want to run it at the best, so you're buying 4K TV, you clearly have money, so you want the best. And in a $1,200 rig, if you're gonna kind of fumble around with 4K, how the hell is Sony gonna, like, people are talking about this like it's gonna be a $400 device. And if that's the case, there's no way it's running games in 4K. There's absolutely no way. The power, the cost for this doesn't make any sense. And Digital Foundry broke this down really well. I love them. Tech nerd shit. They do all the frame rate tests for everything that everyone complains about. Basically said this. So there's two routes here. They could be releasing a $1,000 PS 4.5, which is crazy, and that's no way in shape or form going to be happening. The other thing would be if they release an updated 4.5 that helps with the VR and it runs games a little better. Maybe it upscales, because right now, even if you have a 4K TV, it only outputs games in 1080p, the PS4. So maybe it can upscale to 4K, and that's going to make games look better. That's better on your 4K TV, you rich asshole. This is what the Xbox One does with 900p games. It just upscales them to 1080p. That's fine and dandy. That's reasonable. That's reasonable. This could be what it is. Sure. Makes sense? But it's not this crazy thing that's going to play games on 4K. You're not going to be able to play Uncharted 4 in native 4K resolution. That's crazy. That is nuts. Not to mention, besides all of this garbage, the 4K TV adoption rate is so low that it wouldn't even make sense to do this. And the PS4 is selling so well, why would you create this separate pillar? Words are there. And split the marketplace like this. Why would you even do that? It doesn't make any sense. It's completely ridiculous. And I don't understand. Some people are like way too into this and way too pie in the sky. Like, this isn't happening. You're not going to play, as I already said, Uncharted 4 in 4K. Not unless some space wizards went back in time and told Sony how to make a super cheap GPU that was like 4 Titan X's SLI to get. They're like, no, it's not happening. That's not how money and GPUs and all this shit works. It's just not happening like that. Sorry. Best case scenario, in 2 years, in the fall, you get a PS 4.5 that can play these games a little better and it upscales to 4K. Best case. But that's just my opinion. I don't know anything. Clearly. This map isn't even tacked onto the wall. It's just held up by a whiteboard, because why have a budget when you could have no budget? With that, let's get into the topics of the week as my internet dies. So let's review some things here. My computer. Oh, good. Oh, good. What else could break? Oh, everything. Joyous day. Joyous, joyous day. Why not? Why not have everything be broken? What does this button do? Nothing? Okay, good. So what happens when your internet's shit and dies and you know, it's just a thing you're gonna have to deal with. That's what it is, man. That's what it is. Boom. Thankfully, I kind of know what I'm doing. Kind of. We'll start this over. Secrets. Okay, so now we're gonna review Salt and Sanctuary. Act like nothing. Oh my god, really? I was just here. It was just. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you, internet. This might now be the episode where I lose my goddamn mind. This is out of control. This is out of control. You think the internet works? You think we'd have figured it all out? You think by now we would have had it? We would have had it made, right? This isn't. Oh good. Oh good. Oh good. Oh look, nothing. Oh you're gonna work? Are you gonna work now, internet? Oh, is that how OBS works? So I just pick and choose. I just pick and choose when I work because that's how I work. OBS. Oh, is that window closed? Oh fuck! What do I do? Do I just blow up? Oh, that's what I do because I'm OBS. I have no understanding what the fuck's happening. That's what I do. OBS. Dope. I'm so. I mean, you work so well, OBS. You work so well all the time, and then when you don't work, it's like you fucking forget how to do anything. This would be like if you got in your car and you forgot to turn the radio on and the engine caught fire. That is how OBS works. And it's like, oh fuck, sorry, I didn't turn on the radio, shit, and then the fire goes out. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, OBS? And it doesn't even happen. It works so well. OBS works so well. For so long, it's so good and nice, and you get that warm, fuzzy feeling inside, and it's great. It's so great. OBS works wonderfully, and then it fucking shits all over itself, and it's just covered in all this feces. And you're the fuck are you doing, OBS? Why? Why were you so good? Why were you behaving so good for months and months and months? And then no, I'm done. I'm OBS. I forgot how to do everything. Where does this window go? It's been fucking there the whole time. How could you forget? How could you forget where it went? I don't know. I don't know how you forgot where it went. I don't even. Do I dare switch off this screen now? Who the fuck knows? Who knows? You're killing me over here. My very professional show. Oh god. Not to mention the internet doesn't work. Hey, little bug bro. I want me to complain more about OBS or review this game. That is your choice. Because OBS, I'm so tired of it. And it's just... why can't you just work, OBS? Like, seriously, you work so well. And then, oh, here's a tab. Oh, where'd the tab go? It's right fucking there. There's the tab. You can see it. The internet doesn't work. It's all garbage. It's all garbage. How can we not... How is it possible? How is it possible we still haven't figured out how the internet works? Like, we still just can't. Sometimes it's just bad. Sometimes the internet's just bad. How is that even possible? I don't turn on my like sink and there's like it's shooting out sideways some days. It doesn't fucking make sense. Okay, I'm gonna review again. Review is cool. I like you because you're not OBS, pile of shit. Okay, Salt and Sanctuary. Let's play the thing. to completely sidetrack from Mobile, Salt and Sanctuary is phenomenal. I wrote a review for the Game Fanatics, and I'm gonna put it somewhere when I upload this to YouTube. The game it's Dark Souls in 2D, and it really is Dark Souls in 2D. Like, it straight up how you go to sanctuaries and it revives all the enemies and you get health potions, and how all the weapons work, all the starting classes, how you even make your character. You can pick what like ring you start with. All this shit is Dark Souls, like 100% Dark Souls. But it's all distilled into this perfect, almost perfect Metroidvania, Castlevania feel too. And that's what's so great about it. And I don't know if I picked a good section of the game to have as a video right here, but it's just I'm talking to someone. Doesn't really matter. So I have my review pulled up here, and it's so much more than just a 2D Dark Souls though. It does do a few key differences. So you have gold, like in Dark Souls you're gonna have souls. That's your money as well. And in this game, salt is what you pick up, and salt is your currency. But salt is also you can use for leveling up, and you can use it for upgrades. But there's gold. So you get gold, and when you die, you don't lose all your gold. You lose 10% of the gold permanently. And gold doesn't really have much of a use, to be honest, but it can be used to buy items, and it's this whole separate currency that gives a kind of a different feel from Dark Souls. The other thing is when you level up, you get a point into a sphere grid type of thing. So, like Final Fantasy X sphere grid. So you can upgrade, oh, do I want to improve my dexterity or my strength, or do I want to go and pursue magic and do all this shit? And there's other little points on the sphere grid, as I'm going to call it, that are heavy armor +3. Or not heavy armor +3, but like class 3 heavy armor. And you can't equip it until you get the skill that's on the chart. Getting that skill in the chart not only unlocks the armor, but it strengthens your abilities in that regard. So if it's like if it's a sword, if it's like class 2 swords, you're going to unlock the ability to use class 2 swords, but also more strength. So damage is going to go up anyway, regardless of what weapon you're using, because you picked that. So you're obviously going to be picking the one for the weapons you want to use, but that remains. It has a dual effect is basically what I'm getting at. And these weapons have interesting combos. It's not just like Castlevania where you can pick different weapons. I specifically am thinking of Aria of Sorrow, which is a phenomenal game, which feels very similar to this one, but that you kind of have like a sword and you do one little attack. This has combos, so you're going to have a 3-hit combo, a light, strong, light, strong, light, different attacks, and you can even do attacks where it's like you're holding up, and the second normal attack does like a different move depending on the weapon. There's some variety there. You can dodge roll out of the way, that's very typical for Dark Souls. You can even do a block counter, like you can do in Dark Souls. And that's a lot of fun. The combat is really good. The enemies are it's very much Castlevania with the Dark Souls feel. And to be honest, Dark Souls kind of feels like Castlevania anyway. So that's a lot of fun. I mean, it's hard to even say, like, it's really good. The best way I can say, like, oh, this is a really good game is that I sat there and it'd be like, okay, just a little more, just a little next area. Let me just see what the next area looks like. And you keep going, and then you keep going, and then you keep going, and you keep going, and it's like hours go by playing this game because of how well they've laid out the world, and it all interconnects together in these interesting ways of like, holy shit, I'm over there, like that's crazy. And beyond the abilities you get with the attacking and the weapons and there's magic and all this shit, you get different traversal abilities, which I'm not really going to spoil because I actually think is really cool. The first one I found did something that I completely, like, I didn't expect that to happen at all. And I love that. That's really cool. It's not something that I haven't seen in the game before. I just didn't expect to see it in this game. No idea. It's just so much fun. And other differences from Dark Souls are these sanctuaries. You get these idols and you can pick what the idols each sanctuary has 4 spots for NPCs, and with these idols you find along the way, you can pick who you want to inhabit that sanctuary. So you have 4 slots. You can pick a guide, and the guide's going to be your fast travel guy. So you can go back to him and fast travel to any sanctuary. That's very useful. Then you can pick like a blacksmith, and you can buy weapons and stuff. A bunch of different things like that. There's also a way to level up with your creed, which is something that's in Dark Souls, but in this game it's done. So each sanctuary has a different creed. That's like a religion, really. And some of them you're setting up, so they're with your creed, and others are ones of different creeds. The ones of different creeds you cannot upgrade unless you want to hostile take over them, which I don't necessarily recommend unless you're higher level, because a bunch of shit fights you. Or at least it did when I tried at the end of the game. And so you can't upgrade them, so you can't have NPCs, so you can't have the fast travel guy there, for instance. But you can level up your creed by doing little, basically, not like fetch quests, but they're items you're going to find by fighting certain enemies. And you level up your creed, and that grants you buffs, like you'd be able to unlock another health potion, so you can increase the amount of health potions you have. Each creed has a different health potion, so I don't know what the vernacular you even want to use. And also the health potions on in the little sphere grid, they're there too to upgrade how many you carry, and obviously that's a very good thing to upgrade. So we'll move on. There's a couple. The game is really good. If you like Castlevania, if you like Metroid, if you like Dark Souls, just go buy the game. Don't even bother listening. If anyone's even listening, just don't even bother. Stop listening. Go away and buy this game because it's great. It's amazing. There are a few things that annoyed me in particular. The bosses in particular, but sometimes larger enemies would do this too, where you get hit and your character kind of goes flying. It's like, ah! He doesn't make that sound. And then he lands on the ground and you go flying so far away that in the case of some of these enemies that you're fighting on these platforms, because platforming is obviously more important than if it's in Dark Souls, you get hit so far away, you'll fall through a hole in the ground that was 3 screens over. Like, how was I supposed to know that if I get hit by this guy, I get launched so far away I die? That's not on me, that's on you, game. So that's one of my kind of gripes, is you kind of get launched so far, and in one boss in particular, you can get launched and fall, and then before you can get back up, your body will fall again and you'll lose the boss fight because you were hit once. And I understand, oh, it's supposed to be like Dark Souls, it's supposed to be hard. Like, I get that. That's not hard. That's where it gets into the unfair, why the fuck you are launching me 60 meters across the map. And you might even see it a couple times in this section I have. Also, the game is very dark. You'll see this with this footage. The game is very dark. And not in like a spooky vampire way. It's just a really dark game for no real reason. The art's really good too, so I don't know why a lot of it's kind of hidden away in this drab environment. I don't know. It's trying too hard to be dark for no real reason. But it is interesting. It does detriment the art? That doesn't make sense. The other complaint I have is related to being knocked over by enemies, in that if you're hit far away, right? And then you get up. And you get up so slow. You get up like this, like an old man would get out of bed. Like this really long, not only you get knocked, okay, so let's show that. You get knocked across the screen, right? So, then, this is like real time. It takes like 10 seconds for you to stand up. And it's exhausting and ridiculous. Not to mention, some of these fights, particularly 1 or 2 bosses in particular, let's use particular more times in that sentence, will hit you, and then they'll kind of wait for you to get back up, and then they'll attack again, and by the time they're attacking again, you've stood up, so you're getting hit again, and it just doesn't make any sense. Now, maybe that was tied with my equip weight, and I had too much equipped, and I was real slow. Whatever. That's fine. It's just frustrating when I had nothing to do with that. Like, I didn't... Sure, I got hit by the enemy. I did not choose to put a pit there, so I did not think I was going to fall through that pit. I did not think I was going to take 6 million years to stand back up. And whatever. The other real problem with this game is with the dodging is a little weird. Kind of like the invincibility frames are in a strange spot. And like, okay, so if an enemy has a large axe, in a Dark Souls game, you can dodge like out of the way. So if he's attacking here, you can dodge this way or backwards or whatever. Since this is 2D, you can only dodge two directions. And if you dodge some of these attacks, you can dodge the main attack, but because it's like a large axe hitting the ground, it has a area of effect, dirt flies up shit. And that will hit you. So it's like, oh, I dodged the giant axe head that's the size of my body, but the dirt and debris hit me instead. And so that's a little weird. It's also kind of confusing, and well, maybe not confusing, it's just not intuitive how rolling through enemies works. You can't roll through some of these larger enemies unless they're attacking at a certain moment, and you can kind of get stuck in the middle of them in like a weird jelly. Like you'll roll, if you don't go far enough, you'll be pushed back out. But if you roll far enough, you'll be pushed back out the other way, like you're going through some kind of weird cell wall. It's very strange. That's fine. The bosses, speaking of bosses, are great, are a lot of fun. For the most part, great bosses. Love the boss fights. Overall, they're a little finicky. They're nowhere near as hard as Dark Souls bosses. A Dark Souls boss, you could know the secret or know what you're supposed to do and still have a tough time. With this game, if you know the secret or the hint or whatever, or have a weapon this guy's weak against, you're going to win. Like, bar none. You're going to win. It's not that difficult. I think I would have liked to see some balance to it in terms of these enemies doing less damage but having more HP in a lot of cases. This boss in this level in particular is one of the more annoying in the entire game, in that his fire attacks are so powerful, and he does them with such speed that if you get hit by two of them in a row, you're dead, straight up dead, if not dead by one. And you can't get, like, you're on this small platform. It's really obnoxious in how it does it. And how I did it was I got a fire resistant shield and equipped a fire resistant ring, and then I could actually kind of fight him. But it just didn't add up. It just didn't feel right. And that comes back to dodging in two-dimensional space versus dodging in 3D. Where some of these bosses, this one in particular, that's not a boss, was just a little fun. I mean, these are minor complaints of a 20-hour game that was time well spent. An awesome game, easily one of my favorite games of the year. Of the games that have come out this year, it's easily in the top 5 of the ones I've played. I'm not a big Division guy or Fallout or Far Cry, so The other problem I have with it is the platforming is a little funny. It works fine and it's great for the most part. However, I'm actually going to skip to the boss. So you can kind of see it. I think this is the boss. That's me dying at the boss. Okay, here you go. This is how the bosses work. The platforming can be a little funny in that it's not you're jumping like with your legs onto other platforms like you do in Castlevania. For the large part here, you're jumping. I lose this fight. For a large part here, you're jumping and grabbing on with your legs, which means you have to aim with your head to then grip the next platform. And that works fine. Until it doesn't work, and you see a jump that's so far away, and you're like, I can't grab that. There's one in particular that I left. I left the area and came back hours later because I thought I needed to get a double jump, but there is no double like vertical jump. There's like a horizontal extra jump you get, but not a vertical one. I thought I needed a vertical double jump. You don't get that. The jump was just so unintuitive, and I tried it several times, but I just didn't get the right pixel that I couldn't do it. And that was like the first jump of an area. And then the other, that's the problem. Those jumps, few and far between, not a real issue. But it's worth bringing up because it kills the almost perfectness of every other jump in the game. All the other jumps are fine and the platforming good and blah, blah, blah. And then you get to one jump where you're like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why didn't you just slide this platform over a little? There's no reason for this jump to be so far away that it makes it seem like I shouldn't be able to do it. And that's the problem. That's me complaining and being stupid. I like to complain about things. If you can't find something to complain about, did you really enjoy it? Don't answer that. But even with those complaints, like, those are super nitpicky. Those are stupid complaints. Oh, the one jump was hard. Oh, when you get knocked down, it's mean. Those are my only complaints. Those are like the stupidest complaints. Because it's really good. It's a phenomenal game. Ton of fun to play. And I'm gonna die. See that attack he does? It's like crazy. You can't even block it. That was with the shield. I got a pumpkin head on. Over here fumbling and bumbling around with this guy. Ridiculous. I don't even know what's going on anymore. But it's a great game. Definitely buy it. God damn it. Yeah, no, this was funny because I died right after this. Oh, you think you're gonna win? No! Let me shoot you with a bunch of musket shots, asshole. Like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, he kills me. Do I win? Do I win? Oh, I win. Thank God. That's probably the toughest boss in the game to me. Then again, I missed an entire area because I did it out of order. Ridiculous. Now let's see if I can't break OBS. I think I can. Let's see. Not yet. Still working. Oh, I didn't even take the review thing down. Doesn't matter. What are we talking about? Oh, it broke. This is why OBS, I'm so tired of your garbage. You think you're so goddamn funny. Oh, there I go too. You know, this whole show is just gonna be me complaining about OBS. Because I don't think you understand OBS. I don't think you understand how things work. It's not... This isn't how things... oh, good. Good for you, OBS. Oh, congratulations. That's kind of funny. That's completely fucked. Haha. You know what? OBS, you work... That window is closed. That window does not exist. It is gone. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do about OBS. It's a pile of garbage. Pile of garbage. This is now going in your review for Twilight. Who cares? Does it matter? No. Nothing matters. Window capture, go. Hey! Look who fixed it. Me, the human, not the computer, OBS. You suck. You're garbage. I hate you. I'm not gonna take it off this screen. Everything's fucked up. Okay. Let's calm down. Talk about Twilight Princess. Not really that calm, because the thing with Twilight Princess HD I realized is that I finally kind of understand when people would say, oh, I'm not a fan of The Legend of Zelda. I'd be like, that's crazy. Why aren't you a fan of The Legend of Zelda? And then I played through Twilight Princess HD, which is honestly the first console Zelda that's Doesn't have stupid waggle since Wind Waker, really. I played this on Wii originally, so I didn't play without the waggle. I can understand why people don't like it. I really can now. It's in a post. I'm gonna bring up Dark Souls a lot. In a post Dark Souls world, more specifically, when I played Demon Souls for the first time, it was such an eye-opening experience, and it made me remember how I felt playing Ocarina of Time for the first time, and that is impressed and scared of what's around the corner. You get to the boss door, and I didn't know what was going on. I was 12 or something, or 10, or who knows how old I was, because I don't. And I lost that feeling, and Demon Souls brought that back, and even Dark Souls, and even all these other Souls games. Even though I played them, they still bring that feeling back, and I get this feeling of I don't want to say mystery, but of accomplishment and wonder, and I guess that's kind of mystery, that I don't get from games anymore, and what I used to get from Zelda. So here's the problem I have with modern Zelda, I guess, or more specifically with Twilight Princess, is that it is so written. It is so do this, then do this, then do this, then do this. Out of order? No. Bad player. You do these in order. And it feels so boring. I know I've played this game before, but I kind of forgot. I played all the Zelda games, so it's hard to kind of forget how to do these puzzles, but it felt more like I was going through motions for most of the game rather than solving a puzzle, or there was no other way to go. Like, the game often is designed like this. You go into a dungeon, there's two ways to go. You can go left or you can go right. And if you go left, you're going to run into a locked door. If you go right, you're going to find the key. And that's only one room, and then you can go back the other way and unlock the door. So it betrays you in this way of, oh, you can go wherever. Go explore, go nuts, but you can't. There's no other way to go. I don't know why my voice cracked. There's no other way to go. You go this way, and you're going to either hit a wall, or you're going to run out of rooms and then have to go back. And all the dungeons are like this. You have to go this way and get the key, because if you don't, the other way, can't do it. And I kept remembering and thinking of the 2D Zeldas, which I really enjoy. I love a lot of them. And they felt like they had more exploration. They felt like you'd have 2-3 keys at a time, and you're fumbling around, and you're going through all these rooms, and you don't know, like, you go into a room and it'll have like, oh, an entrance from somewhere else. How do I get there? And I'm on the upper stairs of that area. I can kick down that ladder or something. And that's what's missing from this game. And I wonder if it's actually missing from a lot of the 2D Zelda games, because I haven't played them in a long time. And I'm really kind of concerned, are all the games like this, where it's just in such an order? And I know the older ones aren't necessarily like that, but I feel like they are. This is when I go back to Dark Souls. You could play this game and you'd look up and be like, oh, I was over there. And that's what Zelda used to feel like to me, where it was like, oh man, I adventured all the way up there. This game, just like all the other Zelda games, features Death Mountain. Not all of them, but like, I'm in Death Mountain right now. And you can't tell right now because he's opening a chest. But there's lava in several of these rooms, sure. But it never feels like I'm in a volcano. And it never feels, I guess I'm in a mine. It never really feels like that. It feels like I'm just in a place that happens to have lava. Whereas when I remember Ocarina of Time, climbing Death Mountain was a thing. Getting up to this mountain, doing this dungeon, is not a thing. Going into the middle of Death Mountain in Ocarina of Time is impressive and crazy the first time you get there. It's unbelievable. Like, what is this volcano? And there's shit flying everywhere. This doesn't have that. It doesn't have that at all. It doesn't even try to have that. And that, I think, is the inherent problem I have with the game, because I love Ocarina of Time, and I love Wind Waker, and I love Majora's Mask, and I love the Oracle games. I love all these games. And what this game does is it tries too hard to be nostalgic for itself in a weird way. So here's what I'll say. The first dungeon of the game takes place in the husk of a giant tree. Does that sound familiar? Yes. Perfect. Great. Familiarity is fine. But it never does anything with that. The entire dungeon doesn't really feel like you're in a tree. It just feels like you're in a tree house, which is different than a tree. And the entire problem I have with that is it spends so much of this game being like, hey, you want to do a dungeon in a tree? Hey, how would you like to do a dungeon in a volcano again? How about a water temple? How about you see a little skull kid? That reminds you of something, doesn't it? And it's so on the nose. So much of it. One of these dungeons is the Temple of Time. And the problem with that is it's Temple of Time in name only. It doesn't matter what you call these things. They don't remind you of the original thing. This is just a place I'm in that has lava. That's not Death Mountain. And the entire point, going back to the Deku Tree example, if you wanted to make this so nostalgic, why did you, Nintendo, make everything different? Why is everything so different and not self-referential? Case being, if you went into the Great Deku Tree in this game, just a tree, the tree. If you went into it and you started exploring, you had to climb up. So you're climbing up and kind of doing all these weird rooms, and it's kind of ruined, and maybe it looks like a dead tree would. You know, it's hollowed out. The rooms are a little weird and different. And you're climbing up the tree. And then you get to this one room, and it's this large circle that you just climbed up and you climb out of. And you realize, you look up and you see a platform that's just a clear jumping platform to land down. And you realize that you just climbed up the Great Deku Tree. You just climbed up it. And you're in somewhat reminiscent place of the original dungeon from Ocarina of Time. If you want to be so self-referential, do that. Do something like that. And then you go outside and you're on a branch and it like coils around, and you look up and you're like, that looks kind of like an eyebrow of the stupid fucking tree. That is very cool and interesting and totally what you want from something, remembering its past and honoring it. And being like, this game is such a sequel to Ocarina of Time, but it actively avoids doing anything except for naming places the same. They're all the same places. If this is supposed to be a direct sequel, make it more direct. And I'm not saying all the levels have to be the exact same in the same place. That's not what I'm saying at all. It has to actually, more than just evoke the name and look similar, it has to have some function and harken back to that original Zelda. This is just a mine in a volcano. And that's cool, and that's fine, and that's the other point I'll bring up. With Wind Waker, changes everything. And it tries to be super subtle. With like, oh, this is Death Mountain, but it's very different. And it wasn't trying to be Death Mountain. It was trying to be an alternate world Death Mountain, basically. But this Death Mountain is Death Mountain. You called it Death Mountain, and you fucked it up. You didn't do anything with it. And actually, to bring up Wind Waker more specifically, the Forest Temple is inside of a tree. And it feels like you're inside of a goddamn tree. Whereas this dungeon in a tree feels like you're just in a place with wood in it. It doesn't make any sense. And that's the whole point. When you're playing Wind Waker and you start seeing these things like, oh, that's a reference to this, that's a reference to that, oh, that's really cool. Oh, that wandering merchant guy, that's a Goron. There's no more Gorons. That's really cool. That's a cool reference. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that. Whereas here, it's so on the nose. It just bashes you over the face with, oh, how would you like to have some of this garbage over here? Like, here's some stuff. Here's some stuff for you that's like the same. It's the same stuff, but it's not the same stuff. But we think you'll like the stuff, and it feels very much like a reaction to me from Nintendo of them saying, "Hey, Wind Waker freaked people out because people are morons, and so here you go, everyone. You want a forest dungeon? You want a lava area? You want a water temple back? Okay, we're gonna give you all of those things." And there's no heart in it. It just feels like a paint by numbers. And that's the exact opposite of what I want from a Zelda game. And even the places like you're in a mansion and the snowy Snow Peak. You're in a mansion, but it still functions the same way a dungeon would. It still has these shitty mini bosses, specifically this dungeon. Terrible mini boss, just terrible. They're not fun to play, and it goes back to what I said at the beginning of this. It demands that you do things in the exact order that it wants you to do them. The mini boss doesn't matter. The boss of this dungeon, you have to shoot in the head with an arrow, and then pull the chain, and then he falls over, and then you hit him. You have to do that. And I feel like we've gotten so much better than that. You don't need to do that. That's not an amazing experience. I have to fight the boss like that. And going back to Dark Souls, you can fight any boss in Dark Souls any way you want. If you want to use all magic, do whatever. If you want to use a sword, if you want to use an axe, if you want to use a shield, that's gonna not really work. But you can do whatever you want. It's about dealing with the boss. And these fights feel so choreographed. It doesn't feel like the boss is attacking you. It's more like the game is telling you, figure out how to fight this, as opposed to it fighting you and you having to survive. That's the difference. There's no sense of urgency at all. A couple of these boss fights, I didn't even get hit. Because it's just, oh, you do this, then you do this. Okay, it's done. I'm not saying it should be hard, but I'm saying it shouldn't just be solve the mystery of the 3 steps Nintendo invented to beat this. Like, if I want to fight this boss at the end of this dungeon by shooting arrows, bomb arrows into his head, why can't I do that? Why can't I do that? I know you want me to use the equipment I got along the way, so make that attack do a ton of damage. But if I want to just shoot him in the face with arrows, why? Why not? Why can't I? And that's the inherent problem I have with this and how it structures the entire play experience. It's too claustrophobic, and there's so many problems with like the pacing. It just goes all over the place, and by the time you unlock the ability to just do whatever you want, you can teleport everywhere, so you never want to just walk there, you just teleport everywhere. And the world was trying, I mean, it's impressive for the time. This was clearly a sign of the time, how the overworld works. But it's not interesting. There's nothing to do here. It's filled with nothing. Absolutely nothing. And, like, you see a tree in this overworld, there is something for you to do by that tree. And I guess that's cool on a certain level, but there's so few trees that doesn't make any sense. You'll be wandering around on Epona and you'll see a rock. And I guarantee you that rock is something you blow up, and behind it you're gonna get a piece of heart. Probably. Probably. This game tosses out pieces of heart like crazy, which is fun and fine, but there's too many. There's too much reward in this game for nothing, for accomplishing nothing, for something that you should have done as a player anyway. Why am I rewarded for doing something that's pretty much should have been required? Thinking, knowledge. This overworld, going back to that, there are entire sections of it that are just empty, with nothing to do. And collecting bugs is fine and all, but like, okay, so I played this game once, and I did everything you could do in this game once, and that was 8 years ago. Going back to this game again, I was able to find all but 4 pieces of heart without using a guide, without just based on how I know how to play fucking games, and that's something I feel like is wrong. I shouldn't be able to just know where everything is, and that maybe comes from me playing too many of these games. But there are things in Dark Souls or in Bloodborne or wherever that I played 100 hours of that game, and I'll still find something new. Like I was playing Bloodborne, I platinumed the game. I beat it, I don't know, 5 times or something. Beat all the DLC, and then I started another run just to mess around. And I found a shortcut I had somehow missed the entire time. It's not that great of a shortcut, but it's a cool shortcut. I had never seen it before. In almost 100 hours of playing the game, I'd never seen this shortcut. And that's the entire point. Everything, and it's actually worse than Skyward Sword, almost everything in this game you have to do. You have to see. You're going to be traipsed along the way. As opposed to some of these things I think about in Wind Waker, where they're just so far away. You're not going to sail over there unless you want to sail over there. Or even Ocarina of Time, which has a much smaller landmass. Oh, we could talk about Liara. It has a much smaller landmass, but there's things to find in there. It doesn't take you to every place. It allows you to explore. And it actually lets you explore. You can go do things. This game is so restrictive and restricting, and that's why it's exciting for Zelda Wii U. More exciting, Liara is the best. That is very true. That's why I have that, and a Funko Pop. I have the bust. I have like another figure coming. Liara, oh wait, it's Tally. Liara, so you can see how fucking, oh, that's embarrassing. That's bad. Liara is not best fighter. That's crazy. I did romance her in the first one, and then because there was no Tally option, which is Tally's best option. Clearly. It's at the poster. Not Liara. It's been a while since I played those games. Kind of forgot everyone's name. That's unfortunate. Oh well. It's more disturbing how just fine the Zelda game was. Just fine. Just fine. I don't own any Liara stuff. Take that, Liara. I like how someone just comes in and says that. That's funny to me. I can't believe I did that. That's pretty funny. That's weird. That's weird I did that. Weird. Well, brain just broke. Brain probably broke because OBS broke today. The internet broke today. What else broke today? Fucking everything broke today. I don't even know. Zelda's broken. I don't even know if I like Zelda anymore. The world is sideways. I don't even know. The game, okay, so I guess I'll get rid of all my complaints about that. The game's actually good. The game's good. It's fine. That's the inherent problem. It is weird. It's just, I wasn't a huge fan of it at the time either. But playing it again, like the first 10 hours or so, I actually really did like this version of Twilight Princess. It's nice to play with a controller. It's nice to do all these things, but and I think it really does come back to it's trying so hard to be Ocarina of Time. So very hard. But it doesn't really understand why Ocarina of Time was so interesting or important, or, you know, like it's just not, the magic isn't there for me in terms of like what it does. And if you're going to have a game that has pretty much every single area that Ocarina of Time had, and even some from Majora's Mask, like the snowy area, if you're going to do that, why didn't you have like any references? Does Gerudo Valley have a sphinx you can see in the distance? Like a weird, like that would look like the Spirit Temple. Does it have that? No. Why would it? Because that would be cool. That would be cool fan service. But it doesn't do that. It does this entire thing of like, oh, here's Zora's domain, but it looks completely different, functions entirely different, isn't even connected to the world in any way that makes any goddamn sense. So you never go there, except for like twice. So what's the point? I remember this feeling of, I remember this feeling of exploration in Ocarina of Time that just isn't here because of how restrictive it is. Maybe if the game had been open from the start, you would kind of go around and see all these things, but even like the Snow Peak, or the desert are completely separate areas of the map that why? Why are they so separated from the map? They need to be integrated. They need to have shortcuts. It's the problem I have with Skyward Sword, but Skyward Sword is so much work. More like Tally-Hora. See, that's the thing. No, Tally's the best. Now, I haven't played the games since 3 came out, so I'm older, I guess. Theoretically older. Well, literally. No, Tally's the best. The thing about Tally is Mass Effect is really about Tally. Now, I'm just saying that to be stupid, but it kind of is. It kind of is her coming of age story, and I found the Geth storyline with all them creating the Geth and them like killing all of them, and they have this pilgrimage they go on, and they live in this flotilla. They live in the flotilla. I found that very interesting, and I love that storyline. And it is Mass Effect is very much Tally's coming of age story because she's a young kid stealing something, running about like a hooligan in the first one, and by the third one she's like a general or some shit. Awesome, awesome. The only problem is that she's only in half of Mass Effect 3, which is the real problem with that game. I could care less about the ending. She's only in half of that game. Why would you do that? Why would you do that to me? That's not nice. I bought a poster. I bought it after the game, but neither here nor there. Liara's fine. Liara is good second note. Now, if you said Miranda, if you want to be one of those people, Miranda's the best. Or Ashley, is it Ashley? Ashley's the one you can kill off in one, and I always did because fuck her. I don't like all your alien companions. Oh, you mean the awesome... You mean all the awesome people and this dumb bitch? Yeah, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. Sorry. Sorry, Ashley. Oh, I've never seen Mass Effect 2 with you alive because fuck you. I wish when she died I could have expressed as Shepard that I didn't give a shit. Like, I wish instead of it being a tough decision of Kaiden or Ashley, it was, oh, well, sorry, Ashley, bye. Fuck you. I wish that was something I could have done. Oh, man, that would have been good. That would have been good to me. Why is she so xenophobic? Stop. These people, you see what a Krogan can do? Why are you being so racist to them? They're on my ship. The aliens outnumber us on my ship. Why are you being so stupid? Oh, back to Miranda. She's the worst. She's the worst. Don't like her at all. I'll take Jack over Miranda. It is Miranda, right? I think so. Yeah, definitely Jack over Miranda. Miranda's the worst. She has a nice butt. I'm assuming you can direct control this stream. That's fine. That's fine. I can't. There's nothing more for me to say about Zelda. Well, let's talk about Mass Effect. Who else can you romance? Because I played as male Shepard. Obviously, if I romance Tally. I also like Tally's accent. Like, that's the thing. And I really liked the way she spoke. I'm totally down into that. As we watch Link shoot things with bow. I mean, he's a pretty good shot with bow, right? He's a pretty good shot. Who else is? I can't even remember now. It's been so long. What are the other choices? What are the other choices? I can't even remember. Oh, Rex. Rex is his name. I was trying to remember his name earlier. Obviously, what's his face? His name escapes me right now. I remember Saren. Saren's the bad guy in the first one. The first one's the best one. You want to talk about that? The first one is the best one to me. Because if you look at it from a main plot level, it actually has one. As opposed to Mass Effect 2 and 3, which are... The main plot of Mass Effect 2 can be summed up like this. Hey, you should assemble a team. You assemble the team. You take the team on suicide mission. That's the entire plot. Like, the main plot of Mass Effect 2 is laughable and it's ridiculous. Those are synonyms, pretty much. But it does tell very good storytelling with the characters. It's about the characters as opposed to the main plot. But that was what was so interesting about Mass Effect 1, is it really did, besides having actual RPG elements, it really did tell a good story with the characters and with the main plot. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. I mean, Miranda is terrible. She's an awful person. I don't find her attractive, except for her butt. That is very true. She's got a good asset. And the camera kind of pans around it too. It's really funny how it works. And she's fine. I would sooner sleep with the secretary lady in Mass Effect 3. Whoever she is, I forget who she is. Because I did sleep with her, because who the hell cares? It's not a romance option, really. You just bang her for no reason. That's why the problem with these games is like, look what we did with relationships. They're so real. And I'm like, are they though? Because they're kind of really basic and like, okay, I guess they're real. I don't know. I mean, I guess if I was on a spaceship with all these weirdos, I'd start fucking them too. I don't know how that works. I'm not a spaceman. But back to Twilight Princess. There's nothing else to say about Twilight Princess. It's just a game. It's just a game. It's a game that happened. I'm not as upset about it as I am upset about Skyward Sword, because that game's not very good for a Zelda game. But even now, it's like, holy shit, Dark Souls 3, Dark Souls anything, Bloodborne anything. Let's do that. Let's not do this Zelda Wii U. I'm like, okay, it's gonna be different, but tempered expectations for damn sure. It's fucking Dark Souls 3 all over this place. I cannot believe I did that with Liara and Tally. I can't believe I did that. That's funny. It's gonna bother me for the rest of the day. It's your stream now. You tell me what to do. You're not telling me to do anything. How am I supposed to know? Am I gonna watch my own walkthrough here? Look at it. It's Link. He's a dumbass. He doesn't know what he's doing. He just shot an arrow at a fucking wall, basically. Moron. This guy. Come on. And I'm fine with the Mass Effect 3 ending. I don't really care. Really don't care at all. It's fine. The ending's fine. It's a thing that happened. It's not about the end. It's about the journey. I do think 3 is probably the weakest one. At least to me. I don't know. I haven't played it. I'll play them all again. I don't know. I don't know how games work. Are you even here? You're supposed to be controlling the stream. What am I supposed to do now? What am I supposed to do now? If you don't tell me what to do, how am I supposed to know? No, talk about cheese. Cheese is really good. Fun facts about cheese, it's delicious. That's the only fact about cheese you need. It's really good. It's probably the best. What amiibos you got? I have, oh my god. All of these you can see. A couple behind here. The Sonic one. I got Ike, Mega Man, both of the retro Marios, Pac-Man, Shulk, DDD, Meta Knight, Roy, Wolflink, Shovel Knight. I got Palutena over here. I got Jigglypuff. Got the Squid Girl. I got Falco over there. Zero Suit Samus. Over there, I have Toon Link, Ganondorf, Olimar, Kirby. That's Toon Link. I already said him. Sheik, Zelda, Mario. Bowser? Do I have Bowser? I don't even know. Too many. The answer to that question is too many. Too goddamn many. And I keep buying them. I have Ryu somewhere. Somewhere over there. They're stupid. I don't know why. I don't know. Why do I buy any of this garbage? Why buy any of it? Any of it at all? Terrible decisions. Just all around. All of these terrible decisions. Awful. Just awful. I got a bunch of. Oh, here you go. I got half the guitar from Guitar Hero Live right here. It's you need the rest of it to play the game. That's fun. That's because when I went to pick up the game at Best Buy, they gave me the 2 guitar bundle instead of the 1, and I only paid for the 1, but I left the store and I had no idea until I was driving home and I was not going to turn around. So I have an extra guitar. Funko Pops, I have Tally and I have Tally and then I have Elizabeth and Songbird, Little Sister, and Big Daddy. Those are the only ones I have. I'm not a big Funko Pop guy. I only got that one because Tally. I only got the other ones because they were half off at GameStop. And I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker. You can't see how many Pokemon. I have literally five Pikachus staring at me right now. 5 of them. That's 10. 5 of them. I got a Bat Pikachu, Zubat. I got Pikachu sitting down. I got a Pumpkin Pikachu. I got a Snowman Pikachu. And I got Santa Claus Pikachu. Because I am 6 years old. What's your opinion on Pokemon Tournament? I don't know. If I had money, I probably would have bought it. If I wanted money, I probably wouldn't buy all this garbage. I would actually really like to play that game because I do like Pokemon and I don't care about Tekken, but I do like fighting games. That's a game I kind of want to get when it's $30 maybe. Maybe if it's on some kind of weird sale, I'd get it. I haven't played it though. I haven't played it at all. Would want to. It's cool. Pokemon are fucking cool. I mean, like, period, end of statement. I'd play a Digimon fighting game too. Any Mons you can get to fight. Oh, I'm down for that. I think it's been reviewed really well too, Pokemon Tournament. That's the problem with the Wii U. They have so many good games and like nothing else. There's like 10 good Nintendo made games and like nothing else. It's very strange. It's my favorite Pokemon. That's the funny thing about me buying all these Pikachus is I don't really necessarily care that much for Pikachu. I have all the Eevees as well, all the evolutions as stuffed animals. I bought all this stuff when I had money. All those. And but I don't even like Eevee that much. I think they look cool. Favorite Pokemon? I don't know. I like Scyther. He's cool. I kind of like Venusaur, Charizard, Blastoise are classics. Pikachu's great. What else? Oh, I like Hitmonchan and those, like Hitmonlee and those. They just look funny. They look like people, but they're like these weird stretchy arm or like Hitmon top or whatever. I don't know. I'm not gonna remember. Thug Trio. Okay, yeah, let's talk about Digimon, because I am a Digimon guy, like, way more than Pokemon. Digimon's, plus the anime, the Digimon anime is so much better than the Pokemon anime. The Pokemon anime is garbage. Digimon anime holds up. It's so fucking good. They keep going, and it's so formulaic, sure, because it's a kid's show. But you got the first season, it's like 42 episodes, and each episode kind of goes along and there's a new champion. Oh, Agumon Digivolved, the Greymon. Like, this is so cool. And that's what's so much better about Digimon is that they have multiple levels and they can kind of ascend a ladder. That's why I want to play that Cyber Sleuth, Digimon Cyber Sleuth game that came out, but I haven't yet. Because Digimon is so fucking cool. He digivolves and all of a sudden he has a rocket launcher like chest piece and a giant claw arm because he's fucking Metal Greymon. This is awesome. This is so cool. And I remember that episode where Patamon finally evolves to Angemon. And I remember like just losing my shit because that was so fucking cool. Angemon's the best. You kidding me? Are you kidding me? And then we got Gatomon, who's somehow so cool to always be in champion form all the time. What is that even? How is that possible? Why are there weird rules? I love it. I love it. Love it. It's great. All the monsters they had to fight, like, well, what's the guy? Edamon, who was like the monkey. Then you fight Metal Edamon, Edamon. And then you got Series 2, which is them a little older. That's good. It's good shit. It's good shit. I like 3. 3's Tamers, right? I like 3 a lot because they're in the real world. That's really cool. Do you enjoy the McRib? No, I don't go to McDonald's. Or look how skinny I am. You think I eat fast food? That sounded kind of mean. But 3's not Tamer? I don't remember. I'm bad at remembering. Series 4 is good too. Digimon. McRib. I don't know. I don't know. I like mozzarella sticks. Is that a weird thing to say? Is Dragon Ball GT canon? I don't technically know the answer to that. And I've never also seen all the episodes of Dragon Ball Z. I've seen the majority of them. The vast majority of them, but it's kind of fucking hard to watch all of them. I've never watched it. I've never watched GT. I don't think it technically, I don't know, it might be. I don't really know. I've never seen Dragon Ball, never seen GT. But Dragon Ball Z is awesome. That's another thing. Why are we talking about Digimon? We're going to be talking about Dragon Ball Z. No, I think I'd rather talk about Digimon, but Dragon Ball Z is awesome. I've seen all of it except for the beginning of the Cell Saga. I haven't seen. I've seen the very beginning of it with the androids, but then there's a part in there missing, and then I haven't seen. Then they go Cell. It's Android Cell Tournament, which is awesome. I love the tournament. And then Majin Buu. And I haven't seen the end of Majin Buu. I've seen, because Majin Buu had 16 forms. It's exhausting. And I'm watching this and I'm 15 or something. This wasn't when they were airing. This was reruns in the 2000s. And I just got tired of it. They were fighting Majin Buu for 50 episodes. I can't. But the setup for Majin Buu, where they go to his base and they each fight one of the guys with the little Majin symbol on their forehead, awesome. Awesome. That shit's so good. I haven't seen it in over 10 years, but it was really fucking good at the time. So I imagine it's still good now. DBZ is great. I'd love to, if somehow they add an extra day to the week that's just for relaxing, I'd watch Dragon Ball Z for sure. Watch it again. That was really good. Not a big anime guy though. I like anime fine, but I don't really watch it. It's DBZ and a couple other things. I like how I just have Zelda up here the whole time. let's just watch The Legend of Zelda. Oh, I need to fix my chat thing. It's all fucked up. I can't fix it now. Oh well. I'll fix it now. Who the hell cares? Ask me other questions about whatever garbage. We're gonna change this. Live. Doing it live. Change this to 50. Oh, that's 3050. Don't do that. That's bad. That's close enough. Boop. There. It's not canon. That's the only questions we got. Oh, let's go back to talk about cheese. Cheese is best. I already said I like cheese sticks. You have Sanic. Oh, hold on. Yes, Sanic is right here. I wish I could get Canuckables. I just have Sanic. Am I getting No Man's Sky? Yes. Probably. Yes. I mean, No Man's Sky, I'm not super hyped on it because if I get super hyped on it, I'm going to be disappointed probably. I'm worried about how much of that is actually a game. Is it going to be interesting? What even does any of this mean? Who the hell knows? But yes, I do really want to play it. I think I kind of want to do, I don't know, I'll spoil an idea I had. Was I kind of want to do a let's play of it where I would role play as an astronaut going to these planets and trying to survive. I think that's a really interesting idea. Probably not that original of an idea, but I think that'd be cool. Probably stream that maybe, I don't know. But that's a really cool game, and it's very impressive, the tech they've created. I almost want to play it just for that, just to see how it works, just to kind of fly around and dick around in space. That's totally appealing to me. And plus, you can get it, you probably get it for like $45 legally and legit. Best Buy Gamers Club Unlocked or Amazon pre-order or whatever. But I think it's exciting. But I think a lot of people are going to be disappointed by it because they expect it to be like Grand Theft Auto in space or something, and it's not that at all. At least as far as I understand. And they've still not, they've still not shown the gameplay loop of like what the fuck I'm doing. I've heard people talking about it, and that's the problem. I'm trying to not watch things about it, and yet I want more information, and I'm not getting the information because I'm not watching the videos. It's tough. No Man's Sky, more like No Man's Buy. Why is that? Is it because it's $60 or because you're not interested? Because I think a lot of people are a little funny about it being $60. I think that's fine. Honestly, this year's games are very light for me. After Dark Souls 3, I might Redbox Uncharted. I might Redbox Mirror's Edge. I don't know. Might not even play it. Deus Ex is coming out. I'll buy that. But Crackdown 3, I'm interested for Crackdown 3. Horizon Zero Dawn. The Last Guardian, if that's even fucking still real. But beyond that, I don't know. What else is there? I have no clue. I feel like, to me, because I'm not a big Call of Duty guy, because I don't care about the Division or Far Cry's fine, but I don't really care that much. There's a lot of games this year that I just don't care about more than other years. Oh, Overwatch. Good example of a game I don't care about. What is there? There's Overwatch, Battleborn, there's the Epic one, there's the Blizzard one, but that's Overwatch, right? Battleborn's Gearbox. Overwatch is the Blizzard one, right? Because I think I'm willing to give Blizzard, well, don't just say both of them. I'm willing to give Blizzard the benefit of the doubt more than a lot of other devs in terms of, is this game going to be good? And I would love to play it, and I totally probably will eventually. I like PC gaming, totally down for that. I like gaming with a controller though, so I think maybe that has controller support. I don't know. Battleborn has the same problem though. Like that's the Gearbox one. Assuming that's the Gearbox one, that game's not going to do very well. This is a situation. Like, remember all the hype for Evolve, and then Evolve came out, and it was like no one gave a shit anymore. That's kind of how I feel about Battleborn, except Battleborn doesn't even have that hype, or Overwatch, or whatever fucking one the Gearbox one is. It's between Bloodborne, Battleborn, Overwatch. There's too many Bloods and Borns and Watches. I can't do it. Pokemon Part 2. You mean the new Pokemon game? I'm probably not gonna play that. To me, the Pokemon games, they need to change their formula and their format. That's the same word I use synonyms again. Okay, so in the Pokemon games, why the fuck can't I, for instance, advance text by pressing any of the buttons? No, I have to press A. I have to press A. I can't tap on the screen. No, God forbid. I have to fucking press A. It's exhausting and stupid, I know. Then you go into your PC, and there's still, do you want to add a Pokemon to your PC? Or do you want to take one out? Or do you want to just move them around? What do you want to do? I don't know, Pokemon. Why don't you make it one fucking screen and not 3 that I have to go into? Why don't you do that? Why is teaching an HM still so exhausting? Why is giving a Pokemon an item? Why do I have to give a Pokemon an item and press all the buttons and then take, so if Pikachu, lovely little Pikachu's holding some stupid ass berry, and I want to give him something else, I have to remove the berry, give him the other thing, and it takes like 2 minutes to give someone an item. It's stupid. Once they fix that garbage, I'm there. And if you told me, oh, 3-on-3 battles or 2-on-2 battles are going to be the norm, I'm also there. That is interesting. I think the one-on-one battles are very old for me. I'm not a metagame. Gotta get there. I gotta get the right stats in the battle dexterity with the points and the square roots. I don't know. Yeah, Evolve was fine. I played the beta, and that was good enough. But they need to fix Pokemon. For me to be interested in Pokemon, they need to actually fix it. I mean, the game hasn't been updated since. I mean, think about it this way: Final Fantasy 9 came out around, or 8 came out around the same time as the original Pokemon. Since then, we've gotten 10 Final Fantasy games that are each different and all this other garbage, and we've gotten 10 Pokemon games that are the exact fucking same. It's ridiculous. Star Fox 5. I'm not sure if I want to cancel my pre-order for that, honestly. I think I will. I love Star Fox. He's somewhere. He's hidden behind Majora's Mask. Star Fox is fine. Star Fox is great. Star Fox is good. All hail Star Fox. I even like Star Fox Adventures. And I even like Star Fox Assault. But Star Fox, do I want to pay $60 for Star Fox today? No, not really. That might be another Redbox thing. I just don't care about a lot of these games anymore. Because, why should I? Why should I? Star Fox looked like garbage for a year. Then they delay it 6 months. Now it looks a little better. But at this point, the Wii U's dead and gone. And I'm not that excited about Twilight Princess, which I just spent 20 minutes arguing with myself. Star Fox, I don't know. Maybe if I like put on a pair of pants and I discover 20 bucks in there, I'll be like, oh, Star Fox money. But beyond that, I think, yeah, I'm just gonna cancel that. I don't know. Star Fox. There's a new Metroid game. We've reached the end. Let's watch some garbage. What's that? And a start over. New Zelda. See, the new Zelda is very interesting, but that all hinges on the NX. What's the NX gonna be? Because of the NX, and thank God it's not that shitty controller, but if the NX is going to be a more powerful system and it's also going to launch on the NX, then I want that version. If the NX is some weird portable hybrid, that doesn't necessarily make the game look better. I might just keep the Wii U version, but I don't know. And I've always thought this since the day they showed the Wii U Zelda for the first time, which was like 16 years ago. I've always thought it looked too good to be a Wii U game. It looks really good, and that's kind of suspicious to me, to tell you the truth. So I don't know about that, and I don't know. I'm very excited for it. I'm very excited for it, though, because of what they're saying. Because they're like, oh, this big open world. We gave our horse AI this time, because Epona in this game's shit. Terrible. That's great. That's great. Good for you. You're learning some things. They're saying it's going to be very different. Based on A Link Between Worlds, I'm hopeful for that, because A Link Between Worlds was really good. That was a great idea, having all the items you can unlock and go in any order. After, I think, the third temple, you can go in any order. That was great. That was fine. Loved that. Perfect. Thumbs up. Wonderful. And I'm still very excited for it, but this is a game that was announced 3 years ago? 2 years ago? I don't know. Almost 2 years ago, that we've seen 5 minutes of footage for, and most of those minutes was like the horse being stationary and not moving. So it's very concerning. I'm really hoping E3, and yeah, we'll get to the NX there. I'm really hoping E3 is just, here's NX and here's a lot of good shit. Because it's going to go one way or the other way. And that's yay or fuck. That's not what I want. And how much would I be willing to pay for the NX? That's a variable question. If it's a console comparable to a PS4 or even more powerful, the answer's still like $350 or $400, about the same of a PS4 when it launched. That's how much I'd be willing to pay for it. if it's a handheld that you'd buy, and then you plug into a unit that plugs into your TV that makes the game look better and etc., I would want the full system, you know, the handheld and the home, whatever. I would want the whole system, and that, I don't know, I think that's 500. That's highs. Because, I mean, at a certain point, I love Nintendo, clearly, all this garbage. But I really just want them to start making games for the PC or for the PS4 or something. There's no reason. There's no reason for this. There's no reason for this. At this point, like, you guys aren't that great at hardware. Third parties clearly don't care. Why would they? The sales aren't there. It's kind of a cart before the horse or whatever. There's some idiom. Yeah, no more than 400. Yeah, that's about right. I don't know. I need to fix my chat thing. It's still too tall. I don't know. It's a tough thing. I mean, if they're going to be launching this thing with the PlayStation VR also coming out at the same time, I would assume they're launching this year. You would assume that, with all these rumors that they're stopping production, they're not stopping production. Who knows? It's a big rigmarole over there. Yeah, and Nintendo has proven they're kind of dopey sometimes. A lot of times. That's the thing about Nintendo. They've still been putting out great games. And Super Mario Maker was great. Is that the only example I have? Oh, better think of more examples. Oh no. Pikmin 3 was great. I love Pikmin. I'd buy another Pikmin. Yes, I played and reviewed Xenoblade Chronicles X. Played it for about 65 hours. I think it's good. I think it's pretty damn good. It's really impressive, etc., etc. It's pretty monotonous. I found it you're doing the same attack. It's very much a single player MMO, which is fine, but it just got so monotonous. By the time you get the skill, it's not that as exciting as it should be, but it is for about 5 hours, and then exploration's not very fun anymore because you can just fly around. There's a lot of obtuse shit where, oh, you're not friends with Gwyn? Well, you best become friends with him for some arbitrary reason. Like, oh man, I don't want to do that. And it's good. It's good. It's fine. Some people like it a lot more than I do. I think it's fine. Yeah, you can't get into it. I don't blame you, really. It's good. But if you can't get into the beginning and like the exploration of the beginning, it only, I feel like, got kind of, not necessarily worse, but it remained the same the entire way. And the plot also, not to spoil anything, but the plot's very weak. It introduces characters and then does nothing with them, and they're like super interesting characters. It does all this shit with, you create your own character, right? But it doesn't do anything with that, and you're basically a mute that says yes or no every once in a while. Meanwhile, having two actually interesting main characters that are with you the entire time, so why wasn't I just playing with them? It doesn't make any sense, especially because you could easily just make all the playable characters fully customizable like your character is, and make them into whatever you want. There's just a lot of weird choices I felt with that game. It just didn't strike me right. And if you're someone who just wants to play through the story, you're going to reach points where you just have to grind, and it's just exhausting. If you don't want to go out on all these missions and do all this garbage, which is monotonous, and just fighting the same enemies over and over, or learning about characters that are kind of not that interesting because they're side characters for a reason. I mean, there's like a subplot with this guy who can't ask this girl out, and it's like, this is so tired. It's just, do we have to do this? And it takes, everything in that game takes longer than it should. I don't know. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing on that game. Whole thing. It's good though. I can see why people really like it. But I don't know. I only played all of it because I had to review it. What was more specific about that game? Oh yeah, you do these missions, these affinity missions, that if you start them, you can't quit out of them. And depending on when you start this one that you can do right at the beginning accidentally, you could be stuck in it for like 5 hours and not be able to further the plot, which is super infuriating and not how you design a game. Just you don't do that. You don't trap a player into something that they don't know how to do. It's like, oh, now I'm stuck in this mission. Okay, how do I complete this mission? All right, I need to gather this and this and this. Well, where's any of that? Oh, I don't know. Oh, thanks, game. Thanks for just sending me on a wild goose chase in this giant open world, and I'm only 6 hours into the game. Like, holy shit! And I got stuck into that mission about 10 hours into the game, and luckily I had found some of this stuff, but it's just garbage. Why would you do that? Why would you trap me into these side quests for no reason? It made me not want to do any of the affinity missions. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing with that game. Just a lot of weird decisions. But the plot of it, I love. The idea of it, the opening cinematic, is really cool, and I love the story. The setup for the story is really cool. But the rest of it, I'm back. I had KFC. You didn't get a McRib? You didn't go to get a McRib? You didn't do that? No? That's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. I don't know how much longer I can ramble on about all this garbage, but I'll do it. I'll do it. I don't care. I yelled at OBS for like 5 minutes earlier, so anything can happen. I don't know what else I can give my opinion on. I'm gonna lose my voice if I keep talking. Tell you that. Watch Zelda. This Zelda video has now looped. This entire 51-minute video has looped. McRib is seasonal. Which is stupid, right? It's kind of like the Disney Vault. We know you're fucking us. Just don't lie. Oh, it's in the Disney Vault. You're Disney. Just take it out of the goddamn vault. What is this? Same thing with the McRib. Oh, it's seasonal. I know what you're doing. It's the same reason why pumpkin spice lattes are seasonal. Same reason. Just so you can be like, oh, look who's back. It's your friend. Food that's vaguely food that's bad for you. Here. Friend food. And that's fine, but again, I don't go fast food. Very rarely do I eat fast food. But yeah, make it fine, whatever. Seasonal. So have your fun seasonal French fries and your curly fries are only around in August because it's curly month. Like, all right. I don't like marketing. I don't like any of that garbage. Never. I like infomercials because I think they're funny, but like actual advertisements, I don't get it. I don't understand who's tricked by this. I don't understand who watches a commercial and it's like, the McRib is back, and they're like, oh, the McRib is back, and they like jump out their window and slide over the hood of their car and get in. Like, I don't understand those people. Those people are weird. Too excitable. Those people are too excitable. Everyone needs to calm down. Well, the McRib is back? Okay. Let's be reasonable about this. It's not the fucking purge. It's just the food item. You can get it. My favorite foods are the bad ones. That's true. Well, we were talking about cheese, and cheese is the best. Probably not good for you. Probably, think about what cheese is. This is taken from a cow, an entirely separate animal. We take its milk. We do some weird shit to it. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. And it becomes cheese. And then and it becomes a solid, first of all. A vague solid. It's not exactly solid. It's kind of mushy. Some cheeses are harder than others. That's what she said. And then you eat it. Then you just shove this cow jizz, or whatever, it's not really jizz, into your mouth, and it's delicious. And there's so many different types of cheeses, but it's fucking weird. Who did this? First of all, who's the first person who milked the cow? Sicko. Second of all, who discovered that was delicious and then pasteurized it? And then who made yogurt? And like, this is something where you just like left it in your basement and you're like, oh shit, the milk, oh wow, it's all congealed. I better feed this to someone. Like, that's your first instinct, is to eat this random yogurt cheese mess that you accidentally made in prehistoric times or whenever the fuck. It's weird, but I'm glad someone did it because it's delicious. But I mean, I don't understand how that happened. Is what I'm saying. I don't. The origins of cheese. I would watch that. I would watch that documentary. Yeah, Origins of Cheese. Because cheese is good. It's really good. That's really good. I just gotta buy all these stupid fucking McRibs. I got my freezer full of McRibs so I can have one a week until it comes back. That's cool, Matt. That's your into. That's fine. It's weird. You know what I liked? The chicken fries from Burger King. Because I just think it's such a stupid thing. It's so dumb. But I'm gonna eat those chicken fries. And they started coming in that weird little box that looked like a chicken's face. I loved it. I thought that was so funny. I gave you money. You gave me money. Did you tip me? I can't verify that. I don't have my phone. I don't have anything. You think this is high rent? You think? I mean, you saw it break. You saw the entire stream break, straight up. I don't have anything. I don't know anything works. I have a stuffed animal. I'm really tired because I'm sitting here talking. Oh, I see. Your cap of 420. All right. Well, you know, it is 420 35 minutes ago. Thank you for the tip. It's late. Believe it or not, I don't never smoke pot. If you want to have that fun conversation, I've never done that. Secondhand, sure. Secondhand smoke, not like someone's just standing near me and I'm breathing it in. That's not happened. But well, that is secondhand. Never mind. Never done that. I don't even really drink. I look like a hippie, I'm sure. I look like a Jesus, Weird Al. Certain pictures of various 70s rock stars I look like too. I get Weird Al a lot. You wouldn't think someone in public would randomly say to you, "Hey, you look like Weird Al." But it happens more often than you'd think. And I would imagine people should be a little more conservative about and how excited they are. They're real excited. They're real excited about it. They're real excited about finding someone that looks kind of like Weird Al. It's very weird. Play Crash 2. I don't know if I can do that, but I probably can. Not today, but some other time. Let me see. Is Crash 2 on the PlayStation Network? Oh, I have to turn on my PS3? Are you kidding me? I don't tell anyone, I'll probably emulate it. Let's see right here. I'll play Crash 2, not today. You have to send me a whisper, and we can set up a time. I'll play it for sure. I've only really played Crash 1, and that was years ago. Years ago. You can't play PS1 classics on PS4? Is that not a thing you can do? I thought that was a thing you could do. Oh well. You have to, I said I'd do it. I said I'd do it. I need to change that thing because I already did a stream like that for someone. I need to change that. But no, I'll gladly do that. But whispers me when, not today, and I'll let you know because I'll usually stream Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday at night. So I can do one of those times. Yeah, so I give you money. That's fine. Well, thank you for the money. It has kappa, so I'm very suspicious of the money, but that's neither here nor there. It's actually over here. Over here. Why Crash 2 in particular? Why not Crash 1 or Crash 3 or whatever? Crash 3. Is it not on PS4? Let me see. Alright, hold on. PS1 Classics on PS4. You can't do it. Great, perfect, wonderful. My internet sucks today. It's really dropping frames. It's garbage. 2 is the best. Fair enough. Fair enough. My grandpa looks like a Cuban drug lord in George Lucas. Well, that's weird. That's interesting. Very weird. I like how it's very vague too. It's like a Cuban drug lord. That's not really it's like a vague picture. And George Lucas, very specific person. These two things are mixed together. I don't think my grandparents look like anything. Any famous people now. I've only ever played Crash 1 on like a demo unit because it was the demo unit game forever. Forever. That fucking game, man. But yeah, send me a whisper. I'll send you a message too if I hold on, fucking there. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Well, now I've done it. Now I've done it. You know what, Zelda, you're done. You're done. I'm done with you. What is it about Crash 2? I mean, I guess a lot of sequels are the best. Like the first sequel, then 3 goes off the rails or something. I could see that. I could see that being the best. I could see that. But I never had a PlayStation until PS3. Because I'm super cool. Not cool. I think we might end it there. I've been talking to you guys about garbage. Just absolutely nothing. Cheese. The entire process of cheese. If you want a history lesson about fucking cheese, please let me know. Probably end it right there. I do this show in air quotes, every Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific time, right here, where you are. No production values. None at all. I have copious stuffed animals. Amiibo. About the most professional thing I have is this lapel mic. 3 was a victory lap of 2's greatness. Alright, I'm here too. Send me a message, Taco Monkey, which is a good name, by the way. Send me a whisper or a Twitch message, and I'll get in touch. I'll do a whole stream just for you. Whole stream, probably an hour or so, I don't know. I need to change that message, because if people are going to start tipping me, and I have to start doing, that's not a bad problem to have. Not a bad problem to have. I guess, that's true. Not a bad problem. Oh, Merry Christmas. I'm going to lose my voice if I keep talking to you guys. I'm giving you 30 seconds to a minute for another question to end on. That'll be it. I'm not playing this video no matter how many times you ask. You're not asking, but I'm not going to play it. Seen the whole video. The whole fucking thing. It's a video within a video now. Weirdo. You like my map? You like my map of Oblivion? That I don't have anything to put it up with, so I just stuck it. I just stuck it right there. And said, yeah, that's good. That's good enough. I don't even like Oblivion that much. I just have the map. I just found the map. Like, oh, cool. Let's put a map on my wall. Oh, I don't want to put tape on my wall. Okay, just put that up there like a fucking psychopath. Okay. That's it. Merry Christmas. Happy birthday. I gave you 30 seconds to a minute. That's all you get. Show's up.